Hello dear students of General and Life Sciences classes. This is teacher Thana Rida. In this lesson, we will be discussing the theme of the environment. We will analyze a CRDP model entitled Radioactive Contamination. And by the end of the session, you will be able to identify some problems facing our planet, identify some solutions to heal Mother Earth, and answer referential and inferential reading comprehension questions. You can download this model from CRDP website. It is model number 4. These are the steps if you want to download the lesson. First, you go to Dalilouna website by following this link. Next, you click on Namadij Musabaqat. Then you choose the grade and the subject and press Ibhath. And here it is model number 4. When we say environment, we think of peaceful, beautiful nature, and we think to ourselves, what a wonderful world. It is a wonderful world indeed, but sadly, our planet is facing many problems. One of the most serious problems facing our planet Earth today is pollution. And with pollution comes global warming, which leads to extreme weather patterns like droughts and floods. Also, there is deforestation that leads to erosion and desertification, and the list goes on and on. But what are the reasons? I'm sure that you've discussed numerous reasons with your teachers ever since you were in middle school. But if you think it through, you will discover that it all boils down to one point: human greed and irresponsibility. Let's now examine one example of man's irresponsible behavior. What have we done to the rainforest? It is impossible to determine how much rainforest is being destroyed each day around the world. But most experts agree that we are losing more than 323 square kilometers of tropical rainforest daily and degrading another 323 square kilometers. In addition, we are losing some 135 plant, animal, and insect species every day, or some 50,000 species a year. But why do we need the rainforest? Tropical rainforests play a key role in the basic functioning of the planet. They help maintain the climate by regulating atmospheric gases and stabilizing rainfall. A quarter of our modern pharmaceuticals are derived from rainforest ingredients, but less than 1% of the trees and plants in the tropics have been tested for curative properties. Sadly then, we don't really know the true value of what we're losing as we slash, burn, and plant over what was once a treasure trove of biodiversity. After we've discussed one example of man's foolish behavior, we have to ask ourselves, are there solutions? Yes, there are, and they all can be summarized under one heading: Go green. But what does it mean to go green? It means that governments and individuals alike have to take strong measures. So what are governments to do? They have to rely on renewable energy sources. They have to start reforestation, and they have to use biodegradable products. They have to build efficient public transportation systems. They also have to organize awareness campaigns on reduction of consumption, because less consumption means less production and less pollution. And finally, and most importantly, we have to build nature-friendly generations that know how to care for the environment. What about us, the individuals? How do we go green? Well, it's simple. We have to follow the 3 magic R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Please, my dear students, try to do your share in caring for our Mother Earth, because There is no planet B. Okay, dear students, let's start answering some questions. Part A. The instruction says, answer each of the following questions in 1 to 3 sentences using your own words. Question number 1. What types of radioactive contamination does the writer refer to in paragraph 1? Let's read paragraph 1 together. Radioactive contamination is the presence of radioactive substances on surfaces or within solids, liquids, or gases, or the human body where their presence is unintended or undesirable. So we see that the first sentence is just a definition. It contains no type of contamination, so we have to read on. Radioactive contamination can arise from accidents. So this is our first type, accidents. From accidents involving nuclear reactors, industrial sources, or medical sources. The potential for these accidents has been present for many years. Recent events also have highlighted the potential for non-accidental radioactive contamination as a result of criminal or terrorist actions. So this is our second type, terrorist actions. Besides, internal contamination occurs when radioactive material is ingested, inhaled, or absorbed from a contaminated wound, and this is our third type. So these 3 types have to be included in our answer. We read the answer together. The writer refers to 3 categories of radioactive contamination. The first is accidental radioactive contamination from nuclear, industrial, and medical sources. The second is non-accidental contamination from probable terrorist actions, and the third is internal contamination from radioactive material inhaled or absorbed by the body. We notice that the 3 types of contamination are included in our answer. The accidental radioactive contamination, the terrorist actions, and the internal contamination. Please also note that we did not copy and paste the answer, but rather we used our own words. Question A2. Based on paragraph 3, what condition helps in removing the radioactive contaminants from the body? We have to look for keywords. The keywords in the question are removing the radioactive contaminants, and we have the same keywords in the end of the paragraph. Let's read the sentence containing these keywords. However, early recognition of internal contamination provides the greatest opportunity for radioactive contaminant removal. So it's clear that this is our answer. Now we have to paraphrase it using our own words. And this is a sample answer. Recognizing the internal contamination as early as possible helps in removing the radioactive contaminants from the body. Question A3. Based on paragraph 7, what is the writer doubtful about? Explain why. So the question is divided into 2 parts, what the writer is doubtful about and the reason. Again, we have to look for keywords. Here we have the keyword questionable, which has the same meaning as doubtful. Let's read the sentence containing this keyword. Accurately forecasting the transfer of radioactive contamination through the agriculture pathway from animal feed to human food is questionable. So this is the answer to the first part of the question. Second keyword is factors, which indicates reasons. Here the writer has mentioned many factors, like the type of feed, other intakes, the chemical form, the medications, the animal species, and the type of resulting human food. We're not going to include all of them in our answer, we'll just use 3. And this is a sample answer. The writer is doubtful about the accuracy of predicting the transfer of radioactive contamination from animals to human food. The reason is that there are many factors involved in this prediction, such as the animal feed and species and the resulting human food. A4. How can you best describe the writer's tone in the selection? Justify your answer. When answering the question of the tone, we have to identify the tone and explain by referring to the text. The writer of this article has presented facts about radioactive contamination, its health risks, and the measures that should be taken against such a dangerous contamination without passing any judgment or giving a personal opinion. So we can say that the writer's tone is neutral. The writer gives facts about the problem of radioactive contamination as well as actions to prevent it. We will skip question B1 and go directly to B2. What two types of audience might be interested in reading this selection? Explain the interest of each. To answer the audience question, we ask ourselves, whom does the writer address by this article, and how is this article of interest to them? Please remember to be very specific when choosing the audience. Here, since the text discusses radioactive contamination and its health risks, we can say that audience like doctors might be interested in reading this selection to understand the effects of radioactive contamination on the human body. Also, governmental members might learn about measures that can be taken to protect people from radioactive contamination. B3. What's the organizational pattern of paragraph 7? Explain. Here we have to see how the writer has organized his ideas. In this paragraph, the writer has listed 6 factors, one after the other. We have the type of feed, other intakes, the chemical form, the medications, the animal species, and the type of resulting human food. So, it is a pattern of organization of listing. The writer lists the factors that influence the forecasting of radioactive contamination transfer. Last part we'll work on in this lesson is part D, which says, write a one-sentence summary of paragraph 4. When writing a sentence summary, never ever copy a sentence and paste it. We have to specify the main points in the paragraph and formulate them in one sentence our own words. Let's read the paragraph together to decide on its main points. Moreover, protective actions that limit the ingestion of the radiation dose can be by avoiding the contamination that could occur on the surface of or be incorporated into human food and animal feeds. So this is the first main point, the protective actions that limit the ingestion of the radiation dose. Let's read on. Such actions can be taken prior to and or after confirmation of contamination, and this is the second main point, that these actions must be taken before and or after the contamination. Okay, we continue. The protective actions for a specific accident are usually determined by the demands of the situation, and this is the third main point, that these actions are based on the demands of the situation. These 3 main points should appear in our one-sentence summary, which may look something like this. To reduce the contamination risks, protective actions can be taken based on the situation demands before and or after contamination happens. Well, dear students, I hope that you have benefited from this lesson. Thank you for watching. Take care and stay safe.